Hello, this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we are reading the next chapter of Hermitcraft, Mayhem, a Minecraft-inspired fanfiction where I put Minecraft YouTubers that I enjoy watching into a Minecraft universe and see what happens. Kind of like the indie. But yeah, I am focusing on the Hermits storyline, Hermitcraft storyline with all the Hermit peeps and my own characters, but yeah. So, we are in the midst of a battle, a clone army battle. Yeah, the Hermits are massively outnumbered, but that's not going to stop them from trying to protect the people that they care about. So, let's get right into it, shall we? There are captions if you want to follow along that way to the chapter that way. You don't have to, but it is an option. So let's get right into it. Bdubs pressed his back against the bark of a tree, firing a few gas blaster shots into the swarm of men hurtling toward him and the boys. Bdubs hoped they'd bought enough time for Skiz, Isaac, and Blake to get their friends home safely, so that Haley could look after them. He didn't have any inkling that anything had gone wrong. At least, whether that was good or bad, he wasn't sure. Starting to think we should have made you go with them, Julius said, firing his gas blaster as he stood beside the hermit, ducking behind Sam, who was in front, forcing anyone back who got too close. I'm not leaving you two to fight this by yourself, Bdubs gestured to the swarm of clones surrounding them. There had to be something he could do to stop these clones, yet both Sam and Liam had been pretty adamant that those clones didn't have some sort of weakness. Did Stampy have to deal with this many clones before? I don't think so. Sam frowned, glancing briefly over his shoulder. Watch your backs. They might come from behind, too. It's like we have to have our heads on a swivel, Bdubs teased, glancing over his shoulder warily. The only way someone could sneak up from behind him was from either side, and he was pretty sure he would notice that. You'll have to face the consequences eventually, one of the men sneered. Lunging past Sam, Bdubs fired his gas blaster, sending him hurtling back into the wave of clones. There weren't so many of them than there had been earlier, but still wasn't fun being chased by dozens of clones. He was already exhausted. We really need to get out of here, Julius warned with a hiss. We're a bit cornered at the moment, Sam reminded him simply, dodging another attack from one of the men before piercing him in the back. The man screamed before collapsing to the earth, unmoving. You can't outrun us forever, one of the men shouted. One way or another, Gerald will have his way. What do you mean by that? Julius snapped as a shudder ran down Bdubs' spine. Why did that sound so final? Yeah, like that has ever gone well for anyone, Sam scoffed, shaking his head as he pushed back another clone. When will you realize he's not as great as he claims to be? Greatness isn't everything, bully, no matter how many times those YouTubers may tell you, another man sneered. I never said anything about that, Bdubs pointed out. And why would I believe you? Your kind are liars, cheats, and murderers. All of you. Oh, please, Bdubs. Julius snorted. You really believe those stories? Well, they're true. Some of them, maybe. Julius gave Bdubs a wary glance before continuing. But there are as many good apples among them as there are bad, regardless if you're human or a YouTuber. All YouTubers are to blame, another man argued. They created the monsters that hunt us down at night. What? Bdubs' eyes widened with surprise. They weren't a problem until the YouTubers showed up, the voice continued, encouraged by Bdubs' startled response. They've always been a problem, Julius said with a shrug. The YouTubers are at least strong enough to fight them. YouTubers have always existed, Sam replied simply, since the first spark of civilization. Is that what your aunt told you? One of the men hollered. She was tearing the cause apart. The crowd pressed closer as Sam shook his head. Bdubs could see the determined look on the boy's face. Surge of strength filled Bdubs as he fired more fireballs into the throng of soldiers. Is it me or are these men multiplying? Julius turned his attention to Sam. Sam frowned. Do you think the claw machine is nearby? Maybe. It'd explain why there are so many of these guys. Oh, we can't let you do that, can we? A voice asked from behind. Bdubs gasped as he turned around in time to see a cloaked man lunge at him. Bdubs dodged out of the way as Julius pushed him behind him. What do you want? Julius lifted his weapon toward the cloaked man, who laughed. A chill ran down Bdubs' spine. He knew that laugh. You know exactly what I want, Julius, the man spoke, taking a step closer. Not seeming fazed by the gas blaster the boy was aiming at him. Bdubs looked behind him, checking to make sure none of the soldiers weren't sneaking up from behind. Sam fell back, getting closer to the two of them. Seeing the boy reassured him. Bdubs knew he'd have his back if he needed it, which he might. You're not getting anywhere near Bdubs, Julius warned. Oh, I have no need for him. The man waved the boy's command off with a wave. Although Carniver wouldn't mind doing some experiments on him. I'm here for other reasons. Like what? Julius raised an eyebrow. Gerald pulled out an iron dagger, glowing purple with an enchantment. Bdubs swallowed, noticing the blade's edge was a bit dull and rusted from the blood splatters dried onto the surface. How many people had this man hurt to get to this point? Could he be sure everyone at the fortress was safe? It's time to find out what happens to traitors, Julius Royster. Watch out! Bdubs cried as Gerald lunged at them. Julius fired his gas blaster, the ball of flame hurtling right over the man's shoulder as he tackled the boy to the ground. Bdubs grabbed at the man, trying to pull him off, as the boy and man wrestled with one another, before the hermit was able to yank Gerald off, sending him back. You okay? Bdubs asked quickly, glancing over at Julius. Never better, the young man chuckled, stumbling to his feet. Bdubs gave him a once-over. It seemed hurt. Won't be saying that for much longer, Gerald sneered, pouncing again. Bdubs yelped as the man pushed him to the ground, his dagger inches from the hermit's face as Bdubs struggled to get away. Get away from him, Sam roared, and this time Gerald was the one to cry out as he was shoved off Bdubs. Bdubs flinched as the gas blaster went off, followed by a groan. He looked up in time for Julius to give the final blow. What are the chances that one was the real one? Julius asked, looking over his shoulder at the two of them. I'm not sure I want to know, Sam admitted, helping Bdubs to his feet. The army of men had vanished, leaving the trio alone. Something tells me we should get home. What about the clone machine? Julius asked. We'll get it when I know Bdubs is safe, Sam said simply. Julius nodded. Bdubs sighed. You really want to do this, do you? My job is to protect you. Sam smiled, nudging the hermit playfully. The least we can do is get you home. But is home safe for an army, if an army can come in from the back or front at any time? Bdubs asked. Be alone and you should be fine, Sam replied. If you say so, Bdubs mused. He was ready to get some well-deserved sleep after the events of this strange night. But the sooner he got home and knew his friends were okay, the better he'd feel, and the better he would sleep too. That, my friends, is the end of that episode. It's a little shorter, but shorter can be good. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Next week we'll be peeking into next chapter, which is false. I don't often do a false perspective, but yeah, I'm getting more comfortable with them. So yeah, there'll definitely be more in the future. Not as many. They'll be dotted when it needs to. When I feel I need to sprinkle in some false. But yeah, since Sam is her protector, she is kind of more important than the story now. So, so there's that. But that's the end of that video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.